Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch The Rings of Power Season 1, Episode 8. Stay with me for at least the beginning of this intro, please. Let's talk about the 3 things that I expect to have during this episode and the fact that for 2 of them, I'm stressed because I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be disappointed. Hello! If you are watching my reaction videos for The Rings of Power, you know that I have really a good opinion about this show. I really think that they did it great, like visually it looks really great, even if they made some mistakes with some slow motions like which were not necessary, but for the rest visually it was truly impressive. The musics were great, the colors, the lights, the movements of the camera, how it was filmed, it was great. For the stories, I said it, nothing shocked me. Okay, they took some liberties with the books, but it didn't bother me. Okay, they played with chronology, and at some point I was a little like, okay, I need to put everything at the right place. But it surprised me, it didn't shock me. For the 3 things that I expect for this final episode of the season 1, I'm stressed, I'm really stressed. The first one, the easiest one, the one for which I'm not stressed at all. We are watching The Rings of Power. We began the season talking about the forge, building the forge and all of that. So normally we need to end this episode with seeing the forge. Like that's it, the forge is done, so during the season 2 they're gonna build, the rings, they're gonna create the rings. We need to have something like that, an evolution like that. Again, this show is about the Rings of Power, and so the ones who are gonna have these Rings of Power and that part of the story. That's one thing that I expect to have during this episode. I'm not stressed about it. I'm impatient, to see it. Normally, we should have the reveal of the identity of the stranger. We had that mystery during all along this season. We are progressing a lot with that. So normally, we should discover his identity during this episode, this final episode. The fact is that at 90% it's gonna be Gandalf. Like truly, we all had that thought when we saw him at first, and it's pretty sure that it's gonna be Gandalf. I'm okay with him being Gandalf. I'm not gonna be disappointed by him being Gandalf. Like, why not? That's gonna be fun to discover his evolution and all of that. I'm gonna be disappointed because this main narrative arc was about that, was about this stranger, was about that mystery. Who is the stranger? When you are making an entire narrative arc, an entire story around, the mystery of the identity of the stranger and all, the fact that since second one we guessed who he was, it's gonna make the reveal a little, like, yeah. When you are making an entire narrative arc around the mystery, the reveal, the response of that mystery should be a surprise, should be a good moment, should be a reveal, like a reveal. The fact that it's not gonna be a reveal but a confirmation of what we all know since the beginning, it's gonna be disappointed, I'm not gonna be disappointed by him being Gandalf, I'm gonna be disappointed by this reveal not being a real reveal, not being a surprise. So, the forge, the reveal of who is the stranger, 90% sure that it's gonna be Gandalf. I'm not disappointed that it's gonna be Gandalf, I'm disappointed that it's not gonna be a reveal and it was not a real mystery. And the third thing, it's about Halbrand. Same, 90% sure that it's gonna be Sauron. What I want during this episode is for Sauron to appear. Like, we need to have him at some point. What I wish is to see him at the end, to see his hand, to see his back, like he's right there, that's it, he's into the show, something like that. I'm 90% sure that in fact it's Halbrand and we're gonna see him, evolving, becoming Sauron. I said what I said during the intro and the review of the last episode. I'm not okay with what the writers are doing, you know, with that, because for me, yes, it's working with the books. Yes, I understand everything that they are doing around that. But how they filmed it, how they created the character of Halbrand and all of his story, making him the good guy, making him that hero that you want to follow, you know, who doesn't want to be king, who is making friends also with Galadriel, you know, the one who didn't want to be the chosen one, but in fact is going to be the chosen one. You created that story around that character, you made him a romantic, heroic character, so to change him into Sauron, it's not working for his character, for Halbrand character, what you created around him, and it's not working for Sauron character. For me, Sauron can't be like that. Again, I know that it's written like that into the books. I'm saying it because even if I explained myself already during the intro and the review of the last episode, in the comments, you know, you're still like, girl, it's written like that into the books, like they are making it like the books, so you should know, you should understand and all. I'm telling you that yes, it's written like that and all, but how they did it, how they made the viewers feel, you know, about the character of Halbrand, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with them creating a romantic heroic character and making him Sauron. It's not right for Halbrand because he's a great character on himself, so to have this evolution, I don't like that. It's not okay for Sauron's character because again, it's a question not of story, of lore. For me, it's a question of feeling. Sauron, the feelings that I should feel, you know, for this character, it's not the ones that I feel right now for Halbrand, and it's not respecting, you know, the feeling that Sauron should make me feel, the aura around that character, you know, the fact that he's such a powerful, frightening, you know, like impressive character. He should impress me just by his presence. He should, you know, not frighten me, but he should impress me. I should be like that, you know, in tension in front of him. At least that's what I wanted watching this show, to discover Sauron, his ascension, you know. But really, still to feel the tension around this character, to be impressed, to be in tension. You know, like really for me, Sauron appearing on screen, it should make me feel like, you know, like excited, stuff like that. So if you're telling me that it was Halbrand and you're gonna make him like that, you're gonna transform him like that, it's not gonna feel the same because you created all of that for Halbrand before. So that's why I'm really saying that doing it like that, it's not great. For what you created around Halbrand, for what you should have created for Sauron, again, not to respect the story because you respected it, but to respect the feelings that we should feel for this character, at least that's my way to see it, it's not okay. For me, it's not working. Again, not because of the facts. I know that it's written like that, I know that it's supposed to be like that, but really for what they did, how they did it. And if you're coming on the comments telling me stupid stuff like, oh, that's it, you had a good looking guy being an heroic romantic character and you wanted to ship him, or I don't know what stupid stuff you're gonna say. No, believe me, not at all, because at multiple occasions during the last episodes, sometimes I was thinking that the guy, you know, he was a little too much for me. If you don't know me, if you are not watching my other reaction videos, you don't know it, but I'm more an Halbrand girl than an Halbrand girl, like really, truly, entirely. So no, it's really not because of that. It's not because I wanted him to have an arrogant story, I wanted to ship him with someone, or I want him to be the hero, the good guy until the end. Oh, not at all. Really, you don't know me at all if you think that. It's really just because of, yes, I really think that for me, I pictured Sauron during so many times, you know, as such a big villain, but also an amazing villain, an impressive villain who should, you know, each time that he appears, I should be excited, but also in tension, also like that. See my aunt, like for me, Sauron, it should be like that, and that's why I think that I pictured this season with, you know, that aunt seeing only his hand, only his back. Like I don't even want to see him entirely. I don't want to see him fully. Like really, not now. I'm not prepared for that. Like really, for me, I pictured the end of the season with seeing only his hand or his back, because yes, he would have been a preparation for discovering him, revealing who he is, you know, like having him coming little by little. See how I'm talking about it? How I'm talking about it, the reveal of his identity, and how I'm talking about him. I think that it's the proof enough of the feelings that I wanted to feel when Sauron is gonna appear on screen. So that's why, really, Halbrand being Sauron, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be that. I know that it's working with the books, but I'm putting, you know, the blame on the writers of the show about how they did it and the feelings that they made me feel about Halbrand's story. I didn't want that for his character. I don't want that for sure for Sauron. The only hope that I have, you know, the 10% of me who are like, maybe it's not Halbrand. It's one theory that I saw on TikTok about the fact that what Halbrand is wearing right there in his arms, it looks like what the, oh, I can't remember his name, the Ghost King, you know, was wearing during the movie number 3, you know, The Return of the King. That Ghost King, you know, who saved them all, who came with Aragorn, he was wearing the same stuff that Halbrand is wearing right there. And because of the fact that I thought at first that Halbrand would be one of these kings who had the ring, I think that maybe it can be that, maybe in fact it can be that king under the mountain and all of that. Maybe that's one of my theory for the 10% of me who still have hope for Halbrand not being Sauron. But again, it's not gonna be. For me, that part of the story, you know, for the rest of the seasons, it's gonna be a little rough, you know, to accept. Guys, I'm always fully transparent and honest with you with what I think about stuff. And still, you know, even if I know that, I feel like that, I'm not gonna be someone who is gonna be like, that's it, that show is lame, that show is so wrong, I don't want to watch it anymore, that's it, I hate it, it's so bad. No, I'm not that kind of person, neither. I can see that this is a great show, that visually it's impressive, it looks so great, the musics are really great, and the stories are great also, and I want to see it, I want to discover that part of the story, and I think that they are doing their best, you know, with it to create a show around that part of the story. I think also that the fact that it was out at the same time than House of the Dragon didn't help at all the show, you know, to be accepted by the fans, because we had House of the Dragon, which is based on the Game of Thrones universe, and House of the Dragon could respect, and it was easy for them to respect and to be really like the parallel of Game of Thrones, the show that we had before, when for the Rings of Power it was so difficult to be really like the movies that we saw about the Lord of the Rings, you know, about that universe, because, you know, from a movie to a show it's harder than from a show to a show. And also it was more difficult for the Rings of Power to respect as much the books, you know, everything into the books, than House of the Dragon. Like, they are not playing with the same chronology, with the same stuff. These two shows coming out at the same time didn't help at all the Rings of Power. You're watching for the first time that show out of that context, you know, on itself, And it's a really good show, like it can be compared with the other Amazon productions, what they did also with The Wheel of Time or stuff like that. For me it's working well on itself if you are considering it for itself. So see, I can defend this show, I'm gonna continue to love this show even if I'm gonna be disappointed, and I'm already, you know, aware of the fact that I'm gonna be disappointed. Maybe also I'm preparing myself a lot for that. I know how I'm functioning and that it's better to be prepared for that kind of stuff. Okay, let's stop this intro. Let's go for this episode 8. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, if you want this episode earlier, for the next ones, I know it's the last episode of the season 1, but that was the way, my Patreon, to have this episode earlier, 2 days earlier, and with an extended or 4 action parts. I think that for this episode it's gonna be the same than for the last one. It's gonna be an extended reaction part, but you know, for 1 hour episode, extended reaction part are already really longer, like 10 or 11 minutes longer, so if you can be interested. And because it's the final episode, you know, of the season 1, if you want, you can binge watch all of my reaction videos, you know, all of the extended reaction part of these videos on my Patreon if you want to join, to support me, to thank me for this binge watching of the season 1, you can, it's on my Patreon. Okay, let's go for this episode 8. I'm excited by this episode, you know. I told you during all of this intro the reasons why I'm worried, I'm stressed, and I prepared myself to be disappointed, but I'm also excited to discover it, okay? Don't worry about that. Eh? Ah, you can take the face off. Okay. Really? It would be the biggest and the best decision. I said it during all of this intro, it would be so predictable for him to be Gandalf, for Halbrand to be Sauron. Oh yes, please, yes. Oh, guys.
What are we to do?
I love all of your friendships. Really, Aaron?
Swim. See Halbrand? He's not here, is he? As a matter of fact, he is.
The fact that these two, they meet now, you made me a false joy right at the beginning of this episode.
The master I apprenticed to used to speak of the wonders of your craft. Have you tried combining it with other rules? So, better stretch it out. Well, that wouldn't be suitable for this orc. Couldn't the right alloy also amplify those qualities? Well, that is
Good idea?
an intriguing suggestion. So let's begin.
It's logical with the books. I explained everything in intro. I'm disappointed because it's not right for the writers how they made us feel about Halbrand, about history, and how we should feel about Sauron.
In the coming days, each of you will be granted 1 hour with the king.
I know what you have been doing in the dark of night when you thought all eyes were asleep.
I'm sorry.
Eh?
Time for what?
To warn you, young Miriam.
You're mistaken.
Miriam?
Yet, if the old ways of our people are not soon restored, our island will fall. No, I cannot separate what is from what was.
À Palantir?
Or from what will be.
What is she gonna see?
This was to be our salvation. I'm afraid we needed it sooner. I almost had
And
it
in
sooner.
more quantity?
No, this idea was his suggestions were but the key that unlocked the not of strength, but of spirit. Not of the flesh, but over flesh. This is a power of the unseen world.
And that's it, she understood. But it might be him that it's him.
Those words. Power of flesh. Where did you feel?
I was conferring at my Smiths, I think. I believe those are my words.
Was Halbrand with you?
What does it matter? It's over.
He put these words into your mind.
It is a fool's hope, Halbrand. Merely that, nothing more. Hope is never meek, not even when it is meek. Or have you forgotten your own counsel?
Yes, he knows how to forge.
I need royal lineages, bonds, anything you can find in the south.
Thank you, Galadriel,
For bringing you here,
for saving my life.
as you say, fine. Our scales are balanced.
Yep.
You believed in me. You still strengthened me. You pushed me to heights that no one else could have. I will never forget that.
That's why I don't want you to be Sauron. Because she did that and you were like that.
The lands of home, where you will be known at last for who you truly are. For fire obeys your will. You fell below the dust, yet dust fears you. You shall learn to command them all, and every being that walks or crawls shall be your slave. For you, our Lord Sauron.
Please.
In time, he will learn to control his powers. For now, bind him.
See how I felt right now? That's how I'm supposed to feel in front of Sauron, you know, to be impressed and excited and also in stress. Again, I don't want to consider Sauron as an asshole who betrayed us. It was not. Oh no, not Poppy. You're already at Sadok? Sadok? Even that, you know, I was like, it looks more like a Gandalf thing to be, you know, pushed like that in front of a wall.
Take it. We need you. Please just take it.
Get away from me. But hurt you. Again.
Full sentences?
What have they done to you?
To show me what I am.
You choose by what you do. You're here to help. I know it. Close your eyes. It'll only hurt a moment.
And he used the stick for that. You're Gandalf.
From shadow you came. To shadow I bid you return.
He is not Sauron. He is the other keys.
I'm good.
Gandalf. Oh, you're truly Gandalf. I'm glad, you know, that reveal is great. I mean, the fact that it's Gandalf, we're gonna follow his path, his journey, that's gonna be cool. But making an entire mystery around his identity when really since second one we all thought and knew that it was Gandalf.
Mr. Barlow.
It's all right, proud fellow. He misses every week. Now, if you don't mind, I'd just like to sit a while.
so cool.
I would understand it if upon our return you wish to take leave of duty.
That's what she's gonna see on Palantir. She's gonna see her brother alive.
The truth is, I could have left her there. Could have refused to follow her to Middle-earth.
You made your choice, like an adult.
Yet at every turn I made the choices I did because
Why, Indian?
You believe?
My father once told me that the way of the faithful is committing to pay the price.
Your eyes, his son?
Trusting that in the end it will be worth it.
and I, for one, will see to it that we make the end worth the price.
Come what may.
Come what may.
Together, you're strong. Not for her.
Lindy, what is it? What's wrong?
Oh, the king is dead. C'est blague. Ah! Some news? You know. See, I don't want to